Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to look past all the usual remote jobs to find the hidden gems, the really high-paying careers of 2026. You see, while a lot of companies are pushing everyone back to the office, a whole new class of elite remote roles is quietly popping up. So let's dig in and find out what they are. You know, the future of remote work is, well, it's complicated. Just look at this stat. A recent survey found that a whopping 83% of global CEOs want everybody back in the office full-time by 2027. They talk about things like company culture and productivity, but that is only half the story. Because here's the massive disconnect. While all these execs are pushing for a return to the office, a full 98% of workers want the flexibility to work remotely, at least some of the time. I mean, this isn't just a small disagreement, right? This is a fundamental conflict that's shaping the entire job market right now. So in this explainer, we're going to navigate that tension. We'll kick things off with where remote work stands in 2026. Then we'll look beyond the jobs you always hear about to find the new elite roles in AI and other digital frontiers. And of course, we'll wrap up with exactly how you can get hired for them.
Okay, so let's start at those 2026 crossroads. This is the spot where that big executive push for office returns slams right into the employee demand for flexibility. And what happens when those two forces collide? A completely new landscape for high-paying remote work.
This chart really just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's a standoff. On one side, you've got that 83% of CEOs pushing for a return to the office. On the other, 98% of employees are saying, no, we want remote options. And the result of this tug of war? Well, it looks like nearly half of all companies are projected to require 4 or more days in the office.
This has led to something people are calling hybrid creep, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's this subtle but persistent shift where companies slowly dial back flexibility. You know, they add one mandatory office day, then maybe another, gradually chipping away at the remote work setups that people really value. So, while the general market for remote jobs might look like it's shrinking because of this hybrid creep, the real story is about looking beyond the usual suspects. The most valuable, most interesting career paths are now showing up in these highly specialized, remote native fields.
I mean, you've seen these roles everywhere, right? They're the established stars of the remote work world. Cloud architects, software engineers, data scientists, they all make fantastic money and have really been the face of high-paying remote work for years now.
So this brings up a really important question. What's out there beyond these well-known paths? As AI gets more sophisticated and these new digital economies start to take off, a whole new category of elite jobs is opening up. And honestly, most people aren't even talking about them yet.
Okay, so the first category of these hidden gems is something we can call the AI Orchestration Tier. Now, this isn't about just doing basic tasks with AI. No, this is about the strategic layer, the people who design, manage, and secure AI within a business. It's a whole different ballgame.
And a perfect example is the AI prompt and automation lead. This role is not just about chatting with an LLM. Think of them as a strategist. They're part creative writer, part logician, building these reliable, repeatable AI systems that can handle complex tasks. They basically turn messy business problems into crystal clear instructions for a machine.
And the whole ecosystem around this is just exploding. We're seeing entirely new career paths being created, all focused on building trust and safety and strategy into AI. Roles like data governance specialists and AI ethics researchers, they're becoming absolutely essential as companies try to manage the risks of things like algorithmic bias.
And whoa, the salaries here really tell the story. An AI prompt lead like you see here can pull in up to $250,000. This is not just hype, it shows you just how critical these roles are for making AI safe, effective, and ultimately profitable for a company.
But it's not just AI. Other new digital frontiers are creating huge demand for specialized remote talent. We're talking about fields that are fundamentally changing finance, energy, and even medicine.
So in decentralized finance, or DeFi, the game has kind of shifted from just pure engineering to economic safety. And that's where the DeFi analyst comes in. These people are like modern-day detectives for the blockchain. They stress test systems and analyze protocols to protect billions of dollars in a world with no central bank.
And you see this pattern across all these different fields. From managing compliance in the wild west of DeFi, to modeling climate change in green tech, to speeding up drug discovery in bioinformatics, there's a common thread. They all need experts who can connect cutting-edge tech with really complex, real-world rules and goals.
The salaries in these niches are just incredibly competitive, often blowing past traditional tech roles.
A DeFi ecosystem lead can make over $200,000, and a principal data scientist in biotech isn't far behind. And it's all because their expertise is just so rare and so incredibly valuable.
So this all leads to the big question, right? How do you actually land one of these future-proof jobs? Because it's not just about having the perfect resume anymore. It's really about proving you can get results.
And it really boils down to a clear 3-step strategy. First, you've got to master AI literacy. Not just using it, but understanding how to orchestrate it. Second, get those targeted skills through micro-certifications. And third, and this is key, build a proof-of-work portfolio that shows what you can do instead of just telling people about it.
And look, this isn't just a theory. The data really backs this up. Employers are moving to what's called skills-first hiring because, frankly, it's just a more efficient way to find people who know their stuff. As you can see here, having a technical certification can speed up the hiring process by nearly 30%. It's a huge signal to employers that you are ready to go from day one.
So, while all the headlines are focused on this return-to-office debate, the real story is happening just beneath the surface. This stalemate is creating brand new opportunities for specialized, remote native talent. The future of elite remote work? It's already here. The only real question is your career ready for it?